Well, welcome back to Channel Run. I'm excited. I just got my package today. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what this is. This is the motor mounts for my car. When I went to get an inspection sticker for this a while back, the mechanic said that the reason why this is vibrating is because of the motor mounts. So I went ahead and ordered them. It's not just one motor mount that I ordered. I ordered the entire set. So this package should contain the passenger side, the driver's side, and the transmission one, I think it is. So let's see what we got here. All right, so here's the one that goes from the frame to the transmission, I think it is, underneath. Here's the transmission mount from the frame to the transmission. And this is the one I was originally going to buy, just the main motor mount. That's the passenger side. Oh yeah, check it out. That was the one I was going to buy, but it came as a kit, so I'm going to go ahead and replace them all. So I'll show you why. The car is just vibrating, but I've actually got a little meter here that actually shows just how much it's vibrating. Okay, so this is the program I downloaded on my phone. It's called Vibrometer, and what it's doing is it's sensing the vibration in the car. And right here it says rather strong, dishes broken, strong and heavy furniture sometimes goes to that one as well. So it's right about 5.9, sometimes 6.0 is what it is. So the vibration is really bad, and it's hard to show it on the video. So this here kind of gives a nice little idea on what it's doing. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put those motor mounts in there and see what it does. Alright, so we're going to do this one here, the passenger side. This is the one I was going to do first anyways. So we need to move this water reservoir here. And I believe that's a 10 millimeter, and it is. So go ahead and remove that. Just kind of set that out of the way. You don't have to disconnect anything on that. And it's going to reveal some bolts. We've got 1, 2 down below, 1 here, and 2 on the motor itself. So before I start loosening this stuff here up, I want to put a jack underneath the engine just to kind of lift it up a little bit. Now all we're doing is we're just putting a little tension on that motor, so this mount will come off easier. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and spray those down a little bit. Do the ones on the motor first. I'm just going to go ahead and move this wire here out of the way just a little bit here. And that's an 18 millimeter. Pay attention to the engine. If the engine starts to go down a little bit, you might have to jack it up a little bit more. And it did, so I'm going to jack that up just a little bit. That should do it. These are the 18 millimeter. Should come right out of there. There it is. I can't tell if that's bad or good, but we're going to replace it anyhow. Oh yeah, look at that. Brand new motor mount. Yeah, I guess that does feel a lot stiffer than the old one. Okay, we're just going to reverse the process. Slide that back down in there. And I'm going to do the ones on the motor first. Okay, there it is. That one was simple. Now let's go ahead and put the reservoir back in. Let's go ahead and try that and see if that makes a difference on that one. The mechanic told me that it was probably this one anyhow, but I'm going to replace them all. So let's go ahead and start it up, see what makes if it makes a difference on our meter. Okay, that's a whole lot better. I can even feel it in the vehicle itself. feels great. So we'll go ahead and replace the other one. We'll do the same thing and see if we can knock it down even more. So it says moderate hanging object swinging, and between there and slight felt indoor by several, 3.6 to 4. All right, let's change the other one. Now on this side, we need to remove the battery box and obviously the battery as well. So we got a couple of bolts down below there. That should come right out of there. So they look pretty rusty, so I'm going to soak those down pretty good before I attempt to pull those off. Alright, let's go ahead and give it a try. Make sure you put the jack underneath the transmission just like we did the motor. Should come right out of there, just like that. Again, I can't tell if it's bad or good, but that's not a big deal to replace. So let's go ahead and put the new one in. Sit right down in there. There she is. All right, let's go ahead and put our battery box back in. Alrighty, let's give that a shot. Alrighty, there it is. A little bit better. So it's just a slight change. It's kind of bouncing between 2 and 3. Slight felt indoors by several, weak felt by indoors by few people. So I saw it jump down 2.5, 3.1. So it's a little bit better. So we got one more to go, and let's see if that makes any difference. Alright, so I've got it up on the lift here, a little bit easier for me, but you might have to use some jack stands if you don't have the lift. So just remember, you're jacking it up the motor side here when you're doing the passenger side, and this is the transmission side. You jack up this side when you're doing the one underneath the battery. So this is the next one we're going to do right here. We're going to need to remove this mount right here. We've got a bolt here, and 2 in here, because we may have to remove this bracket. So this is definitely may be causing us some problems here as far as rust. So go ahead and soak that stuff down real good. Let it set. And then let's go ahead and give it a try. Now this one here, we don't have to have anything up here holding it. Let's see what happens. Nice. Okay, so we have a problem here. I rounded that right off. So now we're going to have to deal with this little problem. There we go, she's coming out of there. Be sure you have a piece of metal there so you don't burn anything around it. All right, so I should be able to get on there. I don't think I stripped it too bad. I think I should be able to get on there. There we go. Go ahead, put a pry bar in there, pull that engine forward, and you might be able to drop that right out of there. Just like that. Go ahead and take your new one, and we should be able to do the same thing. Just like that. Now I had messed up the head on this a little bit, but I think I'm going to be okay to put it back in. So where I had screwed up the head on this one, I'm going to use the old vice grips. Okay, so that's all snug. So other than that one bolt that I had a problem with, what I should have done, I should have known better than to heat that up. This car's got 160,000 miles on it, so I'm sure that's the same mount that was in it when it was new. So I probably should have just heated that one up, or at least let it soak a little bit more. But not a big deal. So I just had to use the vice grips to remove it and obviously put it back on. So all right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to lower this, pick up our stuff, and see what we have for a vibration check on the old meter. Okay, there it is. So we're at 3.9. Sometimes it jumps to 2.2. It's number 2 is weak, felt indoors by few people. So what a difference changing all those mounts. The first one obviously was the worst one. Okay, well there you have it, all set to go. So obviously this was the one that was the culprit right here, the main one. That made a big difference on the vibrometer, and the transmission one, that made a little bit of a difference. And I think this one here was bad too, because as I was taking this out, I noticed it was a little looser than that one. This was probably the least worst one, but this one here was a little loose. So you see I had to use some heat to take this one off. I screwed up the head of the nut, the bolt, but that's okay. Put it back on with some vice grips, so good to go. The car, again, the car's got 160,000 miles on it, so by the time that needs to be changed, it'll be in the scrap yard or crushed. So, okay, well I hope you enjoyed it, and that will take care of your vibration on your Ford Focus. I'm pretty sure of it. I want to thank the mechanic for giving me this tip, and we'll see you next time.